Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're just coming on a few minutes early to make sure that everything is working exactly how we need it to work today. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you amazing people. If you're joining us live, please do me a quick favor. Put in the comments what city, what state, wherever you are watching us live, please let us know in the comments. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. Today is Friday, February the 14th, 2025. It is Valentine's Day. I want to wish all of you a happy Valentine's Day. If you are joining us live, my prayer, my hope, my expectation is that your day is going amazing. I hope your week has been absolutely amazing. Again, please, if you're coming on, joining us live, I want to make sure that all of our sound and acoustical logistics are working well. So please put in the comments where you're watching us from today. I'm going to do my best to check the chat. So if you have a question about holding companies, if you have a question about business, entrepreneurship, finances, investing, systems, processes, whatever you have a question about, I'm going to do my best to check the chat and to answer any question that you might have. So again, thank you for joining us today. Good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. We are right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, you are watching the Ramon Preston Show. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I'm your host, Ramon Preston, and we come here live sharing valuable information with you that we know you can use to properly start, properly structure, and at some point successfully scale any business, any ministry, any income stream, and any wealth building dream. So welcome to the show. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. If you are subscribed to our YouTube page, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, at least before you leave this platform or social media platform, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube page. If you are, thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for following us. We have all platforms live right now. We are on TikTok. We should be on YouTube, Facebook, and we should also be on LinkedIn, if I'm not mistaken. The only platform I think we're not on today is Instagram. We were having a little glitch with the Instagram. But other than that, we're live on all platforms. And today, as you see behind me, we're going to be talking about creative HoldCo strategies. Creative HoldCo strategies. Now, before I get into one of the many strategies that you could use creatively through your holding company, HoldCo is short for holding company, I want to give a big shout out and a congratulations to all of the investors and partners we have who work with us through our private equity firm called RP Capital LLC. Okay, I want to say congratulations to all of our investors and partners. We just acquired an asset under our private equity firm. I'm super excited about this asset. We're in due diligence for another asset that we should be acquiring within the next few weeks. So if you are one of our investors and or partners under our private equity firm with RP Capital, I want to say congratulations to you. Thank you for continuing to trust us to work with you and to help you build wealth for you and for your family. And for all of y'all who are interested in becoming more knowledgeable investors, for all of y'all that are watching and you know that you're looking for alternative ways to make a return on your money and to generate wealth for you and for your family. I would love to share more information with you on how you can become an alternative investor. All you have to do is go to rpcapitalfirm.com. rpcapitalfirm.com. Again, rpcapitalfirm.com is where you should go. And when you get to rpcapitalfirm.com, there's going to be a link to our private investor list. That will be a great place to start. If you join our private investor list, which is absolutely free, all you're doing is giving us a little bit of information about yourself, what you're looking at learning about investing, whether it's real estate investing, business investing, or a little bit of all of that. And we will place you on our private investor list. We will share insights with you, valuable information with you. And when we have opportunities that might fit your personal, professional, financial criteria, we send those opportunities to you so that you can learn how to vet deals and to do deals to make more money for you and for your family. Again, that's rpcapitalfirm.com, and you can join our private investor list under RP Capital LLC. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about creative HoldCo strategies. Creative HoldCo strategies. Again, I'm using the shorter version of HoldCo for holding company, okay? Now, I'm going to assume that if you're watching me live, you should already know what a holding company is, all right? If you don't know what a holding company is, in my little scrabble, let me show you. This is you right here, all right? This is going to be you. You are the stick person for today. And under you should be an LLC. This is what we call your HoldCo, your holding company. Under your holding company, there may be other LLCs. And these are the LLCs that you typically start to sell products and to provide services. Here's an easy example for you to understand this concept. If you are a landscaper, if you are a car detailer, if you want an apparel company because you got hoodies and hats and t-shirts that you want to sell, or if there's a certain type of product that you want to sell or service you want to provide, you typically offer that to the marketplace through an LLC, right? You start a business. Oh, I got an idea to cut grass. I got an idea to be a contractor. You start an LLC around your idea to sell the product or to provide the service. Well, most entrepreneurs, what they do is they don't start holding companies. They just structure the LLCs and they become the owner of the LLC that they're selling the product or providing the service. When you understand the holding company concept, you may still start the business to sell the product or to provide the service, but what you insert into this equation is the holding company, the HoldCo, so that you, as the owner of the holding company, can ultimately manage the other business that you might have to run temporarily until it gets big enough. So again, we're talking about creative HoldCo strategies. So these are strategies that you as an individual are using inside of your HoldCo LLC. So it really doesn't matter how many other businesses you have under your holding company. It doesn't matter how many divisions you have under your holding company. It doesn't matter how many assets that you put under your holding company. We are just looking at what are the creative strategies that you can use since you do own a holding company LLC. If you don't own a holding company LLC, it is only because you are not a member of our Millionaire Blueprint. You are not being trained in our Dealmakers series that we teach these ins and outs to people who want to own HoldCos or who own them but don't know how to use them. Either way, we can get that covered today. So we're going to be talking about creative HoldCo strategies that can accelerate your revenue, that can accelerate your reach, and that can accelerate your results. I don't know a business entrepreneur who doesn't want to see an acceleration in their revenue. I mean, if you're a business owner, you want to make more money, right? I don't know a business entrepreneur that doesn't want to see an acceleration in their reach, meaning that you want to reach more people. You want a bigger audience. I don't know a business entrepreneur that doesn't want to accelerate their results. I mean, you don't just wake up every day and get out here and grind it out as a business entrepreneur if you are not intending to get more results. And so today we're going to talk about one of the many creative HoldCo strategies that you can use to accelerate your revenue, accelerate your reach, and accelerate your results. And I'm simplifying this strategy, and here is what I'm going to simplify it by calling it. This is an equity partnership strategy. It's so easy to do, and one of the reasons why I love this strategy is because you control the narrative of this strategy. So if you, as an individual, have a holding company, okay, we're going to put HoldCo right here, and if you have assets under your holding company, no matter what those assets are, those assets could be LLCs, those assets could be deeds, those assets could be anything. But if you are an individual who owns a HoldCo, a holding company, and you have assets under your holding company, one of the most creative strategies you can use to accelerate your revenue, to accelerate your reach, and to accelerate your results, one of the most creative strategies you can use is the strategy that I'm giving you right here, the equity partnership strategy. Now, how does this equity partnership strategy work? Here's how it works. You sell a portion of equity in one of your operating businesses. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. But I know even though it sounds simple, it's so hard for most business entrepreneurs to do. And I've worked with hundreds of business entrepreneurs who just cannot wrap their mind around giving up a portion of the equity that they own in LLCs that they should have under their HoldCo. Now, there's a lot of challenges that we're going to talk about, okay? Or we can talk about. I ain't going to talk about all of them today because I only got about 30 minutes. But I'm going to talk about at least one or two of the biggest challenges you have with this equity partnership strategy. But I'm going to also talk about what the biggest benefits of this strategy is. And again, there are many strategies that you can use creatively if you own a HoldCo. But the reason why I love this equity partnership strategy is because if you own an LLC and that LLC is under your holding company, this LLC can be used creatively for you to create a partnership by allowing other investors, other partners, other successful business owners to come in and get a portion of equity ownership in this business. Now, if you don't have a holding company set up and you are the main sole owner of this business, then you feel like you're giving up your life. You feel like you're giving up your baby, which is why you should have your holding company set up and have your LLC or LLCs under your holding company. So again, the equity partnership strategy is simply a way that allows you to sell a portion of equity in your operating business. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, just let me know in the comments what doesn't make sense. If you have a question about what I'm saying, please put it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer the question. Now, let's look at one of the biggest challenges you're going to face with this particular strategy in terms of equity partnership. Well, the first challenge that you're going to face is if you don't have a holding company set up. So that means if you have a landscaping business or painting business or whatever the type of business is that you own and you're the owner of it, you're going to feel like you're giving up your life if you bring on a partner. But if that business was owned by your holding company, like we have it here, you won't feel like you're giving up your baby, because this will be your baby, your holding company, not this. Okay? So I own a holding company. My holding company owns other LLCs. I don't mind giving up a portion of equity of my other LLCs, because I'm not giving up my HoldCo. I'm using my HoldCo creatively to put me in the best position to accelerate my revenue, my reach, and my results. And sometimes that means I've got to be willing to give up some equity. So we just got a question in the comments by A. Harmon. The question is, selling a portion of equity of the operating companies, not directly the HoldCo, correct? Absolutely. You are correct. We're not selling equity in the HoldCo unless it is necessary. There are times when you should do that, depending on the value. But generally speaking, you're not selling the HoldCo equity, you're selling the LLC under the HoldCo if it makes the most sense. Either way, none of us should romanticize with owning equity in an LLC that you can start a new one tomorrow. So who cares? But again, here's another challenge that a lot of business entrepreneurs have. The challenge is, and I want you to hear this, this is another big challenge. The challenge is changing your mind about how you see business. This is why most business entrepreneurs stay broke and they hold on to 100% of nothing. Think about it. If you're one of those entrepreneurs that I'm talking about, you own one LLC or multiple LLCs. None of those LLCs are successful. You're not making enough money to pay your bills and to be a full-time entrepreneur, but you're holding on for dear life to 100% of nothing. It just doesn't make sense. So one of the biggest challenges this type of strategy poses to the average entrepreneur is the challenge of changing your mind about how you see a business. Now, let me share with you something that's very important about how you see business, because most entrepreneurs, they don't see business. Let me get me another screen. Most entrepreneurs, they see their business or any business as a treasure. That's how most entrepreneurs see a business. A business to most entrepreneurs is a treasure. This is my baby. I'm going to hold on to this thing for dear life. A HoldCo deal maker, someone who understands the holding company and what it's supposed to be used for, they don't see a business as a treasure. They see a business as a tool. It's just the tool to help them get to where they want to go. And here's the truth. For all of you entrepreneurs that see a business as a treasure, this is my baby. I love my business. I ain't giving it up for nothing. Your kids don't want your business. Your kids see how stressed out you are. They don't want to inherit your stress. Most businesses fail or close. They never get passed down to the children or children's children, because the person who started the business and who ran the business into the ground saw it as a treasure. They never saw it as a tool. But if you can position yourself mentally and change your mind about how you see business and see it as a tool and not a treasure, it makes it much easier for you to operate as a HoldCo owner who owns other businesses and who is willing to part with a portion or all of those businesses at any time if it's going to get you further up that road of success. So I hope I'm making sense, okay? So again, one of the biggest challenges you face in implementing this strategy The equity partnership strategy, let me go back to it. One of the biggest challenges you face right here with this equity partnership strategy, I guess I might well just write it all over again. Good God Almighty. Good golly wally. Equity partnership strategy. One of the biggest challenges you face using this strategy to give up a portion of equity in one of your businesses is your mindset about how you see that business. That business cannot be viewed as a treasure. That business needs to be viewed as a tool. So now the next part of this challenge is a question. What keeps you from changing your mind about a business? Have you ever thought about that? If you see a business that you own as a treasure and not a tool, what do you think keeps your mind from changing about that business? What do you think keeps you from changing your mind? I'm going to tell you what keeps you from changing your mind. Here's what keeps you from changing your mind. I'm going to go back to the equity right here. Here's what keeps you from changing your mind. Knowledge, experience, exposure. This could be past or present. This is what keeps you, if you see a business as a treasure and not a tool, it is because you lack the knowledge, you lack the experience, you lack the exposure, either from your past or your present. That's what's keeping you. That's what's keeping you from seeing a business as a treasure, from seeing a business as a tool as opposed to a treasure. You lack the knowledge. You have not gotten educated about being a HoldCo owner. You don't understand the game that the successful business people are playing, because you might have limited knowledge, limited experience, and limited exposure. And if all you know is to start a business and run that business for 40 years just because you want to fire your boss or just because you want to be free to do what you want to do, you are being enslaved by a limited knowledge, by a limited experience, by a limited exposure. Because the most successful people on the planet, they see business as a tool, not a treasure. I just happened to rewatch for probably about the third or fourth time an interview that Jeff Bezos, all of us know who Jeff Bezos is, right? He owns, or he started, let me put it that way, he started a company called Amazon, right? Okay, and this interview, I watched it a couple times, but the interviewer was asking Jeff Bezos basically like, how can you feel good about being worth $200 million when you got people working for you who's struggling and this, that, there, and the other? And Jeff Bezos was like, first of all, bruh, I'm worth $200 billion, but I only own a small percentage of Amazon. I think at the time he said he owned about 20% of Amazon, meaning that all the other investors owned 80%. And he was explaining to the guy, Amazon is worth $1 trillion. I'm only worth 200 billion. All the other investors and partners are worth 800 billion. So his point was, I only own 20%, because he understood, where's the equity partnership? Where are we at? Right here. He understood equity partnership. He understood that in order for me to accelerate my revenue, accelerate my reach, accelerate my results, I got to be willing to give up some of this. And it was his baby. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the thing that keeps you from changing your mind about using a strategy like this is your limited knowledge, your limited experience, and your limited exposure. Now, for those of you that are watching me and you're like, you know what? I really need the knowledge. I need the experience and the exposure. I want you to reach out to me today. My team is already prepared to get you onboarded. We have a 90-day training series that we're doing on how to become a HoldCo deal maker. And I'm literally taking 90 days to show all of my clients, all of my students, all of my mentees, anyone who wants to learn. I'm taking 90 days to train people on how to become HoldCo deal makers. Because for me, having a holding company, which I currently have a holding company, I've had a holding company for years, and we have a lot of subsidiaries under our holding company. We have divisions, we have many different assets, tangible and intangible. It was literally one of the best moves I made professionally as an entrepreneur. And we have partners and investors in several of these entities that has given me a greater bandwidth to accelerate my revenue, my reach, and my results, and it has benefited them. So I'm not just talking to you about something I'm hypothesizing. I'm talking to you about something that I do for real on a day-to-day basis with receipts, by the way. So if you're watching this and you would like to be a part of our 90-day training series on how to become a HoldCo deal maker, here's what you need to do. You need to reach out to my team today to let them know you watched the show live and you want to be a part of that 90-day training, because you want to not only learn how to start and structure your holding company, because you might have it already started and structured, but you want to know how to use creative strategies with your holding company to accelerate your revenue, to accelerate your reach, to accelerate your results. So all you have to do is just give me a call. Here's the number. You better screenshot it. 678-535-0409. There's the number. You need to screenshot it, give me a call, and when one of my team members answers the phone, I need you to let them know I am responding to Ramon's offer to be a part of this 90-day training on how to become a HoldCo deal maker. Everybody right now who is a member of our Millionaire Blueprint, our coaching program, any client that we work with as a consulting firm, any investor that we work with in our private equity firm, we're taking all of them through this exact training to show them how to become HoldCo deal makers, whether they are W-2 employees, 1099 contractors, preachers, pastors, ministers, or full-fledged business owners. We're showing them the ins and outs, because I truly believe 2025 and beyond, the marketplace is ripe and ready for us to not only have holding companies set up, but to have the right strategies to use them so that we can accelerate our revenue, our reach, and our results. Now, let's get to my last point. What is the biggest benefit of utilizing a strategy like the equity partnership strategy? And again, you got to change your mind on this. It wasn't until I got around successful people. I'm talking about people who were multimillionaires. Some were billionaires. It wasn't until I got around those type of successful people that I realized I was being very limited and very selfish, thinking that I need to own 100% of everything that I own. It was dumb. It was ridiculous. It was goofy of me. And it wasn't until I started parting with portions of ownership of my enterprise that I realized I could accelerate my revenue. I could accelerate my reach. I could accelerate my results literally overnight. I mean, think about it. You can have a business under your holding company, or 2 or 3 businesses under your holding company, that might not even be as extraordinarily profitable as you want them to be. And you could be beating the pavement every day trying to build those businesses, and you're not getting nowhere. And then you could bring in 1 or 2 or 3 strategic partners by giving them a piece of equity, and your business can go from 0 to 100 in a matter of weeks. Now, how does that happen? Well, here's what I want to talk about. The benefits. The benefits are the three things that I mentioned earlier. Here are the three benefits right here. Let me give them to you before I go. Well, I missed them. Wow. Let me just go to a new page. Here are the benefits. Revenue, reach, and results. These are the benefits of selling a portion or giving up a portion of equity in one of your operating LLCs. You can accelerate your reach. How? Well, through symbiotic relationships. Vertical integrations. Your revenue is going to go up because now you have symbiotic relationships. So think about it. I'm looking at investing in a couple businesses right now, right? I'm literally doing due diligence for a couple businesses. We're looking at investing in an insurance business, and we're looking at investing in a financial services business. So I'm just giving you an example. Well, if I invest in an insurance, or not if, when I invest in an insurance business, once we make the decision to decide what insurance business we invest in, guess what automatically happens to the revenue of that insurance business? It goes up, because I'm taking all the millions of dollars of insurance policies that I currently have, and I'm going to redirect them to a business I'm invested in. I'm not giving State Farm and Coteria and all these other companies my business no more. I'm moving my business over to the insurance business that I have a partnership with. Duh. So it not only accelerates my revenue, but it accelerates the revenue of that business. So these are symbiotic relationships. So now I could take all of my clients and say, I want all y'all to use this company now because I have a vested interest in the company, okay? Your revenue is going to accelerate because of vertical integration, meaning that 3 or 4 other businesses, like we've got about 11 businesses under our umbrella, right? So that means that's 11 businesses that become an automatic client. You get what I'm saying? This could happen anyway. What if me and you were in business together? Well, you would be in business with 11 other businesses, not just with me. You got to think that way. I'm telling you, this is how we're going to get to the next level. All right. Another big benefit of the equity partnership strategy is your reach. You get free access to new audiences, new platforms, new relationships, new deal rooms. In other words, you get a seat at everybody else's table. This is the game, y'all. For 2025 and beyond, this is the game. And number 3, the next benefit is results. Well, because you're partnering with larger, more successful businesses, and what you essentially do is you go from me to we. And that's the biggest benefit of all. Getting away from me and getting into we. So again, for those of you that are watching live, if you are interested in, number 1, being a part of our 90-day training that we're doing on how to become a HoldCo deal maker, to learn these strategies, to put them to action, and to have the financial support, the advisory support, the professional networking support in a community of people who are thinking the same way. If you would like to be a part of that 90-day training, all you have to do is reach out to me today, 678-535-0409. We also have another number you can call. I don't like to give 2 numbers, but I'm going to give it. 276-8253. So those are 2 numbers that you could call right now today, and somebody's going to answer either one of those numbers. 678-535-0409. 678-276-8253. Give me a call. Let me know you watched the live. You're interested in our HoldCo training 90-day program. Or if you already know that you would like to be a strategic partner, you're looking for someone to either buy your business or invest in a portion of your business, we have a partnership program. All the information for our partnership program can be found right here, RamonPreston.com. We have several programs. We have a partnership program. We have a short-term lending program. If you're looking for short-term loans, you can find all of that right here, RamonPreston.com. Or if you just have questions and you would like to talk to a real human being and not a chat bot on RamonPreston.com, call one of those numbers and we'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions and to help you make the right move for 2025 and beyond. So I love y'all. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your Valentine's Day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Looks like we got an idiot in our chat, MD Ripon. It's probably an idiot sitting in his auntie's basement, but that's what happens with idiots. Either way, thank you all for joining the Ramon Preston Show live today. We'll be back Monday, same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon, right here